Hello and welcome to Umbraco Learning Base. Jonathan here. In this video I'm going to show you how to create a multi-page forms with conditions in Umbraco Forms. Awesome. Now let's get started. Okay, as you can see here, we have a simple Umbraco website with some content. On this page we have a simple contact form as well, where you can contact Umbraco. Now let's imagine that we want to be able to book a meeting with Umbraco through this website. To do this, we also want some information about the person that is booking the meeting. So in this scenario, a multi-page form is ideal. So now let's log in to the Umbraco back office over here. Great, we're now in the back office, and over here let's go to the forms section. As we can see, we already have a couple of forms here. And as you can see, this is the form that is being rendered on the contact page over here. So now let's go ahead and create our book a meeting form. So let's create a new form over here. We click create form and let's choose a new empty form. As you can see, this is what you get when you create a new form. You can give the page a name as well as the groups within your form. We also by default give the consent for sharing submitted data as well. So now let's go ahead and give it a name. Let's call this form Book Meeting. And for the first page of our form, let's call that Personal Information, as we want some personal information about the person trying to book a meeting first. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and remove the consent for submitting data, as we won't need this one in this form for now. Great. So now we've removed it. Let's add a new question. First, let's add a name or a first name. And let's choose an answer type. Here we're going to take a short answer. And for the field type, let's choose text, as we just expect some text in this question, as well as making it mandatory to fill out. Great. You can see I filled out the rest of the questions. Now let's go ahead and create the next page in our multi-page form. And let's now go ahead and give the page a name. Let's call this Company Information. Here we want some information about the company that's contacting us. So let's add some questions here. Let's first add the name of the company. And then we're going to choose a short answer. Let's also enter a default value. And let's just say, enter the name of your company here. Great. Let's add it. And then let's add another question. Here we'll add a question that asks whether they have worked with Umbraco before or not. Here we're going to also use a single choice, and let's add the values yes and no. Great. Let's also make this one mandatory as well. So now the next question that we're going to add is going to be a little different. We're going to call this if yes, how many? This is because on this question, we're going to add some conditions, whether or not they selected yes or no to a work with Umbraco. So here we're going to, again, choose the single choice. And then we're going to add some values of how many years that they have worked with Umbraco. So let's go ahead and add the values. So once the values has been added to the question, let's just go down and enable conditions, since we only want this field to be shown under a certain condition. In this case, we want to show the question if they said yes to the question above about having worked with Umbraco before. So let's add yes here. And once we've done this, let's submit this answer to our form. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and add the last page to our form. Let's call this one Products, as we want them to select which products they're interested in. Great. Now let's just add the questions. The questions has been added, and we can now add it to our form. Awesome. Now our form is essentially done, and we can actually go ahead and save it. Great. Now that we saved our form, let's go ahead and display it on the front end of our website. We go back to the content section, and let's create a new page. We're going to go ahead and create a new content page. Let's call it Book a Meeting. And then let's add some text down below. Real quick. Now let's add the form using a macro. So let's choose a form up here. we choose the book meeting, and let's add a theme. Let's add the Bootstrap theme. Great. Let's submit it. And as you can see down below, the form is now in our rich text editor. Great. Let's save and publish it. And then once it's saved and published, let's go up to the info tab up here. And let's go to the link of the page where we have our form. Awesome. As we can see, we have the text that we added up here at the top. And down below, we have the form that we've added, or at least the first page. So let's go ahead and put in our information. Great. Click next. And we get to the next page. Here we have the company information. Let's go ahead and enter a name for the company. Let's just say Umbraco. And let's say yes to working with Umbraco. And as you can see, our condition then happens. We can see the other question. If yes, how many years? And if I click no, it disappears. So let's click yes and say 1 to 5 years. Let's click next. And here you can see the last page where we can choose which product we're interested in. We can choose all of them, or we can just choose a couple of them. Awesome. Once you're done, we can actually go ahead and submit the form when we're happy with what we've entered. And then it will redirect us to this thank you page, and the form has been added in the back office to the form entries. Awesome. So in this video, you have learned how you can create multi-page forms, add conditions, and much more using Umbraco Forms. Now you can go out and create beautiful forms for your Umbraco website. My name has been Jonathan, and I'll see you in the next one. Jonathan out.